Hi everyone, Todd Martin here again with some more practical success principles. Today, ways to cope with change. Life happens. There are times in our lives where things just happen to us and it creates a lot of stress. And how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that when that comes? Is it something that we allow to take us down into a bad and unproductive part of our life, where we kind of spiral down into self-destruction? Or is it something that we learn to cope with and learn from and overcome? So some of the principles that I use are to start with when I'm running into those challenges. I spend more time just reflecting in prayer, having conversations with God, meditating on His promises, and getting my mind focused, my heart aligned with God still in control, even though everything looks like it's out of control to me at the moment, and try to allow my heart to move in that direction and be aligned to the fact that the world is not flying out of control. Secondly, remind myself of what's important. We went through some real difficult times in our lives with our families. Financially, when in an industry that we were involved in was just tanking, and we nearly lost everything during that time. And during that time, a lot of marriages, families are really stressed, strained. Divorces happen as a result. But what we did was just keep refocusing on what's important. Hey, we have our health. Hey, we have each other. Hey, we still have transportation and a roof over our head. And once by focusing on that more, it helped us to let go of all the other stuff and the challenges and the frustrations and the debt collectors and all those kinds of things, and to be able to get through it in a lot more positive and overcoming manner. Don't overthink. Whoops. Don't overthink. When you get so stressed on trying to deal with all the details of this stressful thing, you're stressing yourself internally. Your adrenal system's stressed, your mind's stressed, and you get to a point where you can hardly see straight. So be purposeful about not overthinking. One of the things that you can do to help with that is just journal. Write those things down. Write everything down. Get it out of your mind. Get it down on paper. And a lot of times those things that are easier to manage once they get on paper. It allows you to better simplify and focus. You can ask the questions, what's really important here? But these 20 things that are swirling around in my mind, what should I focus on? And get down to those few things and not allow yourself to be overwhelmed by overthinking the situation. Another way to address that is just taking a nature walk. There's something about getting out in nature, about being around live things, about being energized by the frequencies they give off, the electrons that they give off, help to support our body, our mind, our system, our biofield, etc. So just taking a nature walk, especially one where you pray and meditate and just reflect on what's important and not overthinking things. Exercise. As we get stressed, we build up cortisol in our body. The cortisol was designed originally to give you a burst of energy when you were being chased by a lion. But today we have a lot more of just stress of life and emotional stress rather than being chased by a lion. When you get chased by the lion, you run like crazy and climb the tree and you expend that cortisol. But in today's world, without those extra physical exertions or expenditures, you're not burning that off. So it's important to spend some time doing some exercise, hiking, running, playing your favorite sport or whatever, to burn that cortisol off and get it out of your system. Another concept that I try to use is also to spend time along with prayer and meditation of just being still, clearing your brain, being still, and letting God be God. And just settle into that rather than trying to control the world. And then finally, don't fall off the wagon. Stressful times, hard times, where it seems like we just don't know how to deal with everything that's going on. We don't know how to deal with the bills. We don't know how to overcome this challenge. And it's just a snowballing on top of us. The easy route out is to fall into some of those self-destructive patterns of sounding your drowning your sorrows in alcohol or in drugs or in food or other self-destructive behaviors that are just making the whole situation worse. So be cognizant of that. Don't let yourself fall into that situation as well. Alrighty, guys, I hope these tips were helpful for you today. And as always, don't wait for it to happen. Go out and make it a great day.